there. I'm Richard Schwartz, and we're going to talk about some legislation here in Tennessee that's being called the Pot for Potholes Act. It's submitted as HB 703 and SB 921, called the Pot for Potholes Act by Representative Bain and Senator Heidi Campbell. That'll be the slide that we're looking at. We're going to inform you about what this legislation is all about. You're cruising in your car, driving down a smooth road. This could be a reality in Tennessee, which it's not right now, depending on this legislation called the Pot for Potholes Act. We're going to discuss this piece of legislation called SB 921, Pot for Potholes. It's going to propose legalizing and regulating marijuana with tax revenue earned from that marijuana earmarked for repair and maintenance of Tennessee's roads and bridges. This may be the current state of Tennessee's roads and bridges. SB 921. Tennessee's roads and highways is in desperate need of attention. Reports indicate that the transportation here is at least $35 million in need of repair, with existing funding inefficient to address the current needs. Simultaneously, Tennessee also ranks second nationally in marijuana-related arrests, putting substantial strain on our judicial system and the Tennessee taxpayer. Next slide would be the $35 million in roads. $35 billion. Pot for Potholes is going to tackle both issues by legalizing and taxing cannabis, thereby generating enough revenue to fund infrastructure projects while also reducing the burden on the legal system. The main points of the bill is the legalization of regulation. The bill is going to establish a comprehensive framework for people that can grow, cultivate, process, retail sale of marijuana, and marijuana products here in Tennessee. The system is going to be regulated by the Department of Agriculture, making sure that all operations adhere to state regulations. Here's a representation of some of the regulated arrests. You can see that Tennessee is second nationally. The 15% tax is going to be imposed on marijuana sales, and the revenue generated is going to be broken down like this. 75% will go to road and bridge repair, 20% to local governments for community needs, and the final 5% allocated for state of Tennessee initiatives. This will be the slide showing cultivation, growing, processing, retail sale, and the tax representation. Who can do this? Adults over 21 can have over 60 grams of marijuana with no more than 15 in the concentrated form. Individuals may cultivate up to 12 marijuana plants at home. This would be the slide that would show that. Counties and municipalities can ban the sale and cultivation or manufacture of marijuana within their jurisdiction if they have a vote in their legislative body that passes by 2/3. This ban will have to be renewed annually unless it's renewed. This bill includes provisions for the immediate release of any individual that was incarcerated for nonviolent marijuana-related offenses. It also has protections against discrimination for employment, public aid, professional licensure based on a person's marijuana use. Supporters of the bill say that it represents a practical solution to these two challenges that we presented in the beginning. By legalizing it, Tennessee can generate tax revenue and simultaneously alleviate strain on the judicial system. It also can address the infrastructure needs: tax revenue, judicial strain, fixing the infrastructure. Opponents express concern about public health implications and what legalization sends based on this marijuana, especially to the younger population. They also question whether the revenue will be sufficient to fix these roads and to be devoted to these projects. And here's the slide for the considerations. Where's it stand right now? As of now, Pot for Potholes is on its second consideration to the second Senate Judiciary Committee. Corresponding House Bill 703 is scheduled for discussion by the Criminal Justice Subcommittee. In conclusion, the Pot for Potholes Act is a bold initiative and approach for Tennessee's infrastructure needs. While considering the state's stance on marijuana, It is a significant policy shift, essential for citizens to stay informed, engage in discussions, and take part in the legislative process to make sure all of these outcomes align with the public's best interests. Again, the final slide, stay informed.